This is the ergonomic chair from a company called Branch. Yes, it's actually called the ergonomic chair. Funny story about this one, a friend of mine, she picked up this chair about a year ago. I was a little offended because she didn't consult me first. Anyways, so she picked this one up, she raved about it on social media, and it really sparked my curiosity. So I decided to bring it in, test it myself, and I have to say, she is spot on. After having sat in this for a while, I can say it is one of my favorite chairs in that $300 price point. Let's get honest. Please, please, please ask your questions, leave your comments down below. I read all of them. I do my best to answer all of them. And if you like that approach, like this video, get subscribed, and support this channel. Links to everything that you see here will be in the description below. Please use them as it really, really helps this channel so much. I appreciate your support. Before I break down every component of the chair, I want to highlight the things that I really like about it. It's got a pretty good warranty with a 7-year warranty on the entire chair. It's got a decent return policy. It's 30-day returns, but you do have to pay a shipping fee of $35, and you do have to disassemble the chair as well, so it's okay. And then when it comes to the chair itself, the seat pad is excellent. I would say it's got a medium firmness, shaped really well, supports my butt, feels really nice and cushy. The backrest is really well designed. Not only can you spread that chest out, but then you get a nice balance between breathability and comfort on the back with like a padded mesh here. So it's got a lot of give here. It feels really, really comfortable. And then you've also got the lumbar, which I think they did an excellent job on. Yes, it is a piece of plastic back here, but it's got a nice foam pad on it so that if you're wearing something that's like harsh on that waistline, such as belt loops on like jeans, sometimes if you're just having raw plastic back there and some of these other chairs can really dig in and hurt. However, with this nice padded cushioning thing back here, it feels really, really nice and gives me a lot of lumbar support throughout the day. When it comes to sizing, I personally recommend you be taller than 5'4" for this chair. And the reason why is because I'm 5'6" with pretty short legs, and when I'm scooched all the way back with the seat depth all the way in, and I sit like this, I'm barely able to fit one finger between my calf and the front of the chair. Best practice is you're supposed to fit 2 to 3 fingers in there, and when I sit normally a little bit more scooched up, I'm barely able to fit 2 fingers in there. So if you're 5'4", you can imagine that your legs are probably gonna be hitting the front edge of the chair. Now, because it's cushioned, because it's padded, it's not gonna hurt, but you can imagine that you're probably gonna lose some blood circulation there. Now, if you are shorter, most of you guys, from the people that I've talked to, you end up having to curl up in your chair anyway.
I mean, I didn't expect my feet to touch the ground. It's not always something that I look for in a chair just because I'm small.
Unless you want your legs dangling off the chair, which isn't a good, doesn't feel great to have to do that.
Like, get Snoop's like feet comfortably.
So I've heard that most people like to curl up in their chair anyway, so if that's how you sit, this could be a good option anyway because it's soft padded all around. Now, when it comes to weight limit, Branch recommends that you be no heavier than 275 pounds. My assistant, he's 6'2", weighs 220 pounds. He found this chair incredibly comfortable. However, with my experience with these chairs, I'm gonna recommend that the maximum weight limit on this be like 240 pounds. Because it's got a medium firmness, I imagine that if you're 240 pounds or above, you might start feeling the hard bottom on this chair. The casters on this chair are carpet casters, and you can see that it rolls really nicely on my carpet here, so props to that. The legs are metal, and they've got a good amount of flatness to them, which makes it really great for people who like to prop their legs up throughout the day. For features under the chair, you have this tab here that if you pull it up, it's gonna raise that seat height up and lower it down. And then you've got this tab here under your thigh that if you pull it and then jut your hips outwards, it's gonna control that seat depth adjustment. You can go ahead and move it on out, which is great, especially for taller folks. Now, what's really great about this seat depth here is that when you scooch all the way back in your chair, you barely feel any kind of seat gap on your butt. $1,000 plus chairs have a massive seat gap, so the fact that the ergonomic chair, you barely feel it, is excellent. So great job on that. Now, when it comes to the left side of the chair, you get one knob, and that's pretty much it. If you turn it forward, it locks your chair into place, and if you were to unlock it, and then lean back, tilt back, and then push it forward again, it'll lock the chair in that position. I think it's got a few different positions it can lock in, including leaned all the way back. And this is really nice. It would be even better if it had a headrest. Now, this chair does come with a headrest option, but it doesn't look great, okay? It looks like a pretty terrible headrest, but if you're somebody who likes to lean back, who likes to read, who likes to watch things in this kind of position, you might wanna get a headrest for this chair. Now, the thing that I don't like about this chair is that it has no way of controlling or adjusting your seat tilt tension, meaning there's no way to tighten up or loosen up how easy it is to tilt back in your chair. This is something that I am particularly finicky about because I love being able to dial in the tension just right, because throughout the day, sometimes I like to loosen it up and tilt back to here, and sometimes I like to tighten it so that I'm barely leaning back throughout the day about here. Now, I will say that the tilt mechanism on this chair is really good, so that if you put a little bit of tension on, you'll only tilt back a little bit, and if you put a lot more tension, then you're going to tilt back significantly further in your chair. So it is good for that. But I do wish that it had a way to really fine tune it so that I'm not having to use my muscles to hold myself in this position. I'm able to fully relax my body. I already discussed that I really like this seat pad. It's got a medium firmness, but it's also really spacious in this chair as well. It's got a good amount of width, it's got a good amount of depth, and it's soft all around. So if you're somebody who likes to occasionally, tuck a leg under leg, or somebody who even likes to curl up completely in your chair, you can do that. And especially because the seat depth does come out more, you just get a lot of room inside of this chair. Really good seat pad overall. The armrests on this chair are just okay. The padding on it is non-existent, they're pretty stiff. What's nice though is that the minimum height is actually pretty low, so it can pretty much tuck under any desk that you throw at it. Now, when it comes to movement, you can only go forward and back, and that's pretty much it. Now, the entire arms can move in and out, and that's really awesome because it allows you to get more space in the chair if you want to sit ergonomic rebel style, or you can bring them in closer or wider depending on your shoulder, depending on how wide you are. I have pretty small shoulders, so the inmost setting is nice for me, but here is where the arms kind of really fall apart for me personally. Now, I have to say, I gotta give this disclaimer that my friend's chair, hers seems to be a lot easier to adjust than mine, but in order to lock these arms and unlock these arms, there's a tab down here that you have to pull. Now this tab it slides in and out, so if you push it inwards, it'll lock. If you pull it outwards, it'll unlock. And you can see that it's locked. And you can see that there's no play, almost no play when it's locked, right? But in order to unlock it there, then you're able to move it in and out. But you saw how much force it took, and I'm not exaggerating, you saw how much force it took to unlock it. And you can see that you can adjust the width of the armrest here. Again, really great, but in order to lock it, this takes so much more energy. I can't do it while sitting inside of my chair. I have to go out. Again, as a disclaimer, my friend, I asked her to show me how easy hers is, and she was able to hold the phone with one hand and push it in. So she could either be freakishly strong, which I don't doubt, but I do think that mine may be a little defective. So here, if I go ahead and push this, that's how much force it takes. I can't do it while sitting in the chair. So keep that in mind, that I don't know what your chair is gonna be like when you get it, but that could be pretty difficult. The backrest on this chair feels really good as well. Again, I talked about how it's got a nice balance between breathability and comfort because it's got a padded mesh here. And when I sit in the chair and I go ahead and sprawl out, I'm able to get my chest pretty wide open here. My friend who's 6'2" with broad shoulders, he sat on this chair and he opened his shoulders up. He said, oh, he really, really liked this chair, especially compared to the Verve, the more expensive version. He much preferred this one, especially because of its back design. Now, not only do you get a nice kind of cushy and breathable backrest here, but then you also get this lumbar support right here. And again, this lumbar support has a really nice padding on it to really comfort that lower back area or wherever you decide to put it. And the way you adjust it is pretty simple. You can either raise it up or down. So not the best, range of motion. You don't get to dig in more or loosen it up, but I can say that the amount of lumbar support you get on this chair is fantastic. You can really feel it, and it doesn't dig into you because of that nice cushion that they add on top of it. There is no doubt in my mind the ergonomic chair is going to be one of my top chair picks of 2023 because of its overall comfortable feel. It's pretty great price point at a little over $300, which is great bang for buck for what you get, and then a good warranty and a decent return policy. So for all those reasons, I do highly recommend this chair. That's gonna do it for this one. Until next time, stay honest.
Show me love.